Welcome back. This is going to be the video for the stairs, and I did have to take some liberties with this because I couldn't reconcile the print that I had with how I had to make the stairs. So this is going to be the simplest and easiest way that I found. So let's get rolling. So I'm going to start with a sketch on the front plane. And I'm going to draw a center line. Alright. And let's make this distance 126.75. And let's make this distance, this doesn't really matter, I just want to get the angle so that when we go normal onto this first body I'm going to make, it's always at this angle. It just makes it a little easier to render later on. You'll see. Alright, so I'm going to draw our first little stair tread here. So this is going to be 12.88. This is going to be 10.5, which we have to delete a relation here, a couple relations. For some reason. Alright, so I just deleted all the sketch relations here. So this is 10.5. This is 7.46. Alright, so now we're going to do a extruded boss base, 1.5 inches. The direction is pretty arbitrary, it doesn't matter which way it goes. Okay, so there we got our first little stair tread. Now we're going to linear pattern this. So we go to features, linear pattern. The direction, we'll choose this line. And the distance is going to be 12.88, which is the length of this, the hypotenuse there. We'll need 17 instances. And I'm going to choose bodies again to pattern. And it's going the right way, so that's good. Green check. So there, just about got it basically. So now I'll show you why I made that sketch initially. So now when I click on this and go normal onto it, see how much easier that's going to be to work with. If you didn't do that, it would be flat like that every time, and it just makes it a little more difficult to visualize. Okay, so now we'll just make a sketch on this surface. We need to make some lines. Let's come down, down, over, back up to here. Okay. And the first thing I'll do is I'll make this line parallel. Alright. And since this line is horizontal and this line is vertical, we only need to define this distance here. We're cutting this out of a 2 by 12, so it's going to be, this length is going to be 11.25 inches. And there we got it. So we'll just extrude that. It's going the wrong way. Okay, so there's our first stair tread there. Now there's probably easier ways to do this. Maybe you figured it out already. This is just how I did it to make my multiple stair stringers. So I'm going to make a reference plane from this face here. And I'm going to flip the offset. I'm going to make it 42 inches. That's the overall width of the staircase. Alright. So now I'll make a sketch on this plane. And I'll click on this face. Just click Convert Entities. So now I got a whole nother sketch on this other plane. And I'll extrude this toward my first stringer there. 1.5 inches. It's already going the right way. I don't know if you can see that. It's going in. Green check. So now we need to make one. I'm going to hide that plane. So now we need to make one in the middle of that. So I'm going to make another plane. And I'll just click on each of the inside surfaces here, or the outside surfaces, it doesn't matter. It's going to put a plane in the middle. Alright. Now we're just going to repeat the last step, but we're going to convert entities. So now I got that sketch in the middle plane. So now we're going to repeat that same step, but we're going to extrude this mid-plane. So instead of line, we'll make it mid-plane. So it's going 3/4 of an inch out either way. So that's going to put that dead in the center of these. And then we'll hide this plane. So there, now we got our 3 stair stringers. So that was pretty easy so far. So now we need to make our risers and our tread plates. So I also took some liberties with these two. And you'll see what I mean, but it's still not that hard. So I'll make a sketch on this face. I'm just going to draw a line from here to here. Alright, and the legs at that. Now I'll go into my Weldman structural members. And I think I used a 2x10. Let's see. Okay, so I need to rotate this. When I locate it, I'm going to locate it this way. So this is what you're going to have. And we're going to trim it, so this is okay. Green check. Now, hide that sketch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a trim extend. I'm going to choose that body. And for the face, I'll just choose the top one of these. I think that's right. It's going to get rid of that top part that we don't need. Alright. Now these are supposed to be 1x, which are 1 inch thick. And this is 1.5. So I'm going to trim this 1/2 inch. So I'll just click on this face, sketch, convert entities, extruded cut, 0.5. So that's 1 inch now. So that's our risers. Now, obviously we need to linear pattern this. So let's go to linear pattern. For direction, we'll choose this line again. Same distance, same number of instances. And then once again, the body we want to pattern is this. And it should put them all right where we need them, which it does. So that's good. So we'll green check that. Now we got our risers. Now we can make our tread plates. So to do that, I'm going to make a sketch on this face here. And click that bottom line, convert entities, exit sketch. So I got this line down at the bottom here. Go back into weldments, structural member, and we're going to use a 2x12. Alright, so I'm going to click on this line. It's already facing the right way, so we don't need to rotate it. And locate it there. Looks good. Alright, so we gotta cut this a little bit. So this is actually 11.25. So we're gonna cut this back a quarter of an inch, so it's 11 inches. And this is 1.5 inches, and this should also be 1 inch, so we're going to cut this down half an inch, 0.5. Okay, so now we have 1 by 11 by 42. Now same deal, we need to make another linear pattern of that. Pick this direction again. Now we only want 16 instances, we don't want 17. And we'll choose bodies again. This body. There we have it. Now we need to make a few there's some support beams in here that we need to make. So it's on the first, on the bottom, the 7th tread, the 12th tread, and the very top. So we're going to make some sketches, and then we'll go through and do all the structural members. So I'll do a sketch on that face. We'll just draw a line from here to here, and then from here to here, and then we'll exit that sketch. Now we'll go up to the 7th tread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sketch there. Same deal, we'll do a line here. I'll do a line here. Exit the sketch. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Line here. Go all the way across. No, it didn't. There we go. Whoa. What just happened? Okay. Let's try that again. I don't know what I did there. Alright, exit that. And then on the very top tread here, alright, now let's put our structural members in now. The top and the bottom, I believe, are 2 by 6, and the 7th and 12th 7th and 12th sketches are going to be 2 by 10, so so we'll choose 2 by 6 pine. This one has to be rotated. Then we'll locate the profile down. Alright, so there's those two. New group, the bottom ones are the same, so let's do that. We don't have to rotate these because these are actually facing the right way. Bam. Let's click that line, the other line we made. Maybe. Okay, fine, we'll do that. Alright, so there we got those. Green check. And structural members again. Now I'll switch to 2x10. I'm pretty sure those are 2x10. These we have to rotate because these are facing down. And locate the profile. Going in and down. Like so. And these are the same way, so we should just be able to click on these two lines. There we got those. Alright. I'm going to hide all these sketches. Alright, so that's what we got so far. I tried to put appearance on this so it'd be easier to see, but for some reason it doesn't want to show. I tried to make these look like wood, but oh, there we go. Fine, be that way. It's still a little better, I guess. Alright, so now we need to make the support underneath. And you probably found a better way to do this too, but this is how I did it. So I'm going to do a sketch on this face here. I'm just going to draw a couple of center lines again. Draw a line here, and a line up to here, and I know from the drawing that this has to be 48 inches tall. So I'm just going to let it go where it goes. Make sure this is horizontal. Alright. So now I'm going to make another plane. Let's see here. I need the right plane. And we'll go to reference geometry and choose plane. And then for my second reference, we'll choose this line. And then I'll make it 180 degrees so it's parallel with the right plane. It can be 90 degrees or 180 degrees, it doesn't matter, just so it's parallel with the right plane. Green check. So now I'll go normal onto the right plane. Alright. So we use this plane 7 and make a sketch. I'll just use a corner rectangle here. Hopefully I'm locked onto the edges there. Looks good. We know this has to be 48 inches tall, so it should be fully defined. It is. I'm going to hide this plane. It's just in the way. Okay. Then we need to make our 3 other lines here. So there's 1. And there's 2. And there's 3. And I'll just choose that endpoint. Maybe. Alright, I'm going to make a little center line up here off of this. Let's choose that center line and then these endpoints. We'll make it symmetrical if it lets me. choose the points of the line. I'll make these symmetrical. That way we only have to dimension. We know this one from the center is 10.5. Now they're all fully defined. And if we measure this to here, this is supposed to be 31.5, and it is. So we're good there. Alright, so we'll exit that, we'll exit that sketch. These are 2x4s. Let's go into our structural members. 2x4. And we'll choose this top line. And we'll locate that. Where's the little locator thing? That way. Alright. New group. Choose the bottom line. We'll locate that. Okay. That looks good. New group. Choose this guy. Maybe. I'll locate this one dead center. These are all the same. These will all be centered. So that's fine. And it's not letting. Oh, there we go. Alright. It's not letting me use this path for some reason, so. It really doesn't look that line for some reason. That's weird. Why that is. That's probably why. Yeah, I still had the old sketch line in there, and it was like, nah. So I'm going to edit this and add that in there. Okay. That should all be just like we need. Now we need to make a 2x10 up here. So I'm going to use the same sketch, but we're going to change this to 2x10. Pretty sure it's 2x10. Well, now it's 2x8. Size was 2x8. Choose that line. I'll rotate it. And locate it, and then we'll have to trim it. That looks good. I gotta measure this. I don't remember what size this was. Oh, 2x6. Okay. This is 2x6, not 2x8. No problem. Okay. So I'll hide the sketch now. And we need to trim this. Nah, you can do face or bodies on this one, but let's do faces. So this is, we need trimmed. Now let's choose all the insides here. And that got it. Now it's all trimmed up nice. Sitting inside there just like we need. That's what we need. So there's our support column. And that, I believe, is pretty much it. Wow, this video is really long. I hope this helps.